What's up there, guys? Welcome back to Digger Detecting. Welcome also to a bit of a wet, rainy day out the bush. It's a Sunday morning. It's just gone 8 o'clock. We've just had the sunrise, sort of rise. It's a very cloudy, wet, rainy day though. And today what we're doing, we've got the GPX 6000 in hand. We have not even turned it on just yet. We are going to chase up some more mine shafts. And this area I found last week through a bit of research, and well, we got a bit of flaky gold out, a bit of corn flaky gold out. But this is actually another tributary leading off to the other side. So I really want to get up there and have a look at that. And I dare say what we're going to find up here is the same thing as we found in Cornflake Creek, where we found all that pitted out holes, and well, we got lucky and we got some gold. So we're going to continue on up here. Some fascinating, spectacular trees in the bush here too I'm looking at. Ones that I've never seen before. Continue on, and hopefully we also see some mine shafts. We'll start detecting. Alright, well, I'll catch my breath a bit, but I think we're in the right area now, and that rain's starting to pull up a bit, which is nice, because I am drenched, and it's only just gone, well, 9 o'clock, not even. So we've got a little dam up there we found, and it's sort of corresponding or correlates to the dam that we found up there before. It's on smaller scale, but it's doing the same thing. They're digging dams on the side of the hill, and as you get that water runoff coming down the side of the hill, it dams up, and well, it dams up for a reason, so they could mine and wash their dirt. And here is some of the shafts here. Whoop, I'm just tripping over this log. Here is some of the shafts here, the mine shafts. So we've found it. Absolutely perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've seen another one up there. I'm seeing more pitting out and holes over there. So exciting stuff, and this is what research does. It really leads you onto those great areas, and I'm sure once we get down into the gully, this is just the head of the gully, once we get down further we're going to see a lot more mine shafts. And from my readings, the gold was that nuggety and coarse here. It was just extremely exceptional gold, and very rich gold, and very shallow gold, the most important thing. So let's get the 6000 turned on now. Let's get set up, let's get started, let's find some of that gold. Alright guys, well, we've made ourselves into a super interesting area, and as you can see, the mine holes are getting thicker. They're one on top of the other. They're just placed around everywhere. And I thought that rain was about to stop too, but well, no such luck. So let's dig this target out together, because he sounds like a cracker. And soon enough, we're going to have to start wandering back, because I mean it, we're about probably 3 or 4k away from the car right now. And I know where I am. Look, I know how to get back to the car, but that's not the point. I don't want to go walking too far, especially in this horrible rain. Let's face it, I'm already wet, but I don't want to go walking too much further, because I've just got to come back again, don't I? So let's give you a listen to this one. Sounds like a cracker, right beside the miner's hole there, so no doubt it's going to be gold, and hopefully a bit of cornflake gold. Let's get him out, let's have a look. Right, well, I thought I was getting super lucky on this next dig. It's not a cornflake bit of gold though. Instead, it's a rice bubble. Where'd he go? Oh, he sat up here. So we got a little bit of lead shot for that last one, but that's okay, because where there's lead shot, there could always be gold. And where we've made our way into now, as you see, it is very, very thick with diggings. Let's bag the lead shot, and let's just give you a look around quickly. So you can see here the mines are pretty much one on top of the other as they follow this gully down. You've got a bit of a north mountain wall over there leading off and coming down, and the strip of mines just run right along that north wall. So very interesting, and they've been pitting out, digging the holes and transferring the water, running little trenches and ditches to bring the water to their next hole, their next shaft. Super interesting area. I just better not keep going too much further, because as much as I want to, I do have to make my way back, and it's probably about, look, I haven't looked on the map, but I'm certain I'm probably about 3 or 4k away from the car. But they just keep going, and I'm just loving it. I love seeing it, even without detecting it, even without finding gold. I love being in the same area as the miners used to be, you know. You can, you're just tracing their footsteps, which is fascinating. And every time I'm out here, I try and imagine a miner in every hole, and I know that probably wasn't the case. It was probably, you know, a miner to a couple of holes. He would have dug one, found gold, dug the next, found gold, dug the next, so on and so forth. And a lot of them had their their leases pegged out. There's a damn wall over there, so we're going to get to that at least. But a lot of them had their leases pegged out, so, you know, they might have had, I can't remember what it was, you know, per single man, they had X amount of area. Per party of 2 men, they had a bigger area. Per party of 4 men, 6 or 8 men, they had a bigger area once again. So the government at the time allowed a certain little parcel for a certain amount of men. So if you're only one man, you would have only got a smaller parcel, but then again, you're only one man. So you've got to be able to dig it all. Anyway, let's get back to the detector. And as I said, I'm not going to walk too much further. We're definitely going to get back to that dam wall though, because what we've seen up the top of this gully was a dam and a dam wall, and what we're seeing there is another dam and another dam wall. So I want to at least get to that one and see if the mines continue on, which I'm pretty sure they're gonna, and they're going to get thicker, or whether they stop. As I said, I'm certain they're going to carry on, and so are we. Rightio guys, well, we are still plodding our way through the bush, still looking at all these mine shafts, and I will say they're starting to thin out, as you can notice, and we're well below that dam wall now, well below it. So look, I think, oh look, there's another dam right there in front of us. I think we're pretty much at the end of the diggings right now. Oh no, it's actually a track there too. Look out. So I think we're at the end of the diggings right now. I really don't think they're going to continue much further. I think we've walked through the thick of them and out the other side, and look, that's okay. I've had a really good detect in there. We found quite a lot of rubbish, what have you. And that indicates to me that it needs to be done again, because where there's rubbish there could be gold, a lot of gold that's been missed and never touched. And one thing I noted whilst walking through there is I couldn't see, let's turn this detector off, I couldn't see any Detectorist holes. None, not one. I couldn't indicate one prospecting hole from any metal Detectorist. So very interesting, very interesting. I'd say it's a little untouched, pretty unknown about area. And I'd say we've hit on it, and we're going to map it out, mark it out, come back again. We've got one mine there, a mine to the left of us. As I said, they are thinning out, but no prospectors holes. We found rubbish. So look, there's every chance of getting back for some gold. And there's another couple of holes here in front of us. We're not really going to go much further than this. They're really thinning out though. And a couple more in front of us there. So look, that'll do for here. Let's recollect ourselves, work out where we need to go. That would be that way, about probably 4k, and let's map it all out and see if we can get back to the car. And we will be back here again in future. Let's just go see what Andrew's done now and get back to Cornflake Gully, where we know we've got gold before. Oh wow, still trying to catch my breath. We've made it back to this first original dam though, at the head of the gully. So the gully that we're walking out of behind us is the one that we just gave you a look at, and it's a real rich little gully. I'll just recount a bit of information on that gully, because last week I did the same in Cornflake Creek's video, and everybody really enjoyed it. So basically, let me catch my breath. The gully that we've just walked up out of, it was responsible for around about 500 men on ground. It's a lot, I know, but then again, it's a long gully. There's 500 men on ground, and it said that the shallow, the sinking was anywhere from surface, so the gold was literally on the surface, right down to about 10 feet. So not deep at all, and we've seen that down there just then, not deep at all. And it was rich enough for the men to be there. They all come from distant gold fields, not too far away, once they heard about the rush. And the rush didn't take place, once again, like Cornflake Creek over there, where we're heading back to. The rush took off a lot later. So in actual fact, this area was mined out in the early 1900s, whereas a lot of mining back in the day took place, especially the alluvial shallow sinking, it took place from the 1850s through around the 1860s, 70s. And then a lot of the shallow surface alluvial gold was mined out, and they went deep lead, and they chased the alluvial riverbeds. I know, alluvial, it all sounds the same, but it's not. So, little miner's test hole right here maybe. Little mound of dirt that I'm standing on, looks like it. Basically the gully there though, it was rich enough for the miners to be in. It wasn't as rich as other gullies though, therefore the miners, not a lot of miners rushed there, put it that way. 500 is a lot, but it could have been 5,000 quite easily like other places, and it wasn't. The reason being is because the gold wasn't rich enough. It was rich enough to keep enough men on ground, but it was not rich enough for too many men to get on ground. And not only that, you had to have enough ground for all those men to get on. Just trying to catch my breath. I've done a lot of walking. So the gold ranged from shallow surface, as I said, all the way down through to about 10 feet. And the miners really pitted it out, and they were getting good wages every week, up to £5 per man per week. Now, what I counted there the other week, and read about is the miners had to pull out at least ½ an ounce a week, and it gave them around £3 an ounce. Now, if they were getting £5 per man per week down there, they were obviously on quite good gold. So you can see why they were down there, and the article actually states that the gold is not that rich. I mean, £5 per day per week per man, it's pretty bloody good going, I'd think. But it did state the gold is not that rich down there compared to other gullies. However, it is that easy going. It said that the men only worked Monday to Friday. Very rarely did any miners work that gully on a Saturday. There's another miner's hole. And I just seen one somewhere off over there. Whew, gotta get my breath. So the miners only worked 5 days a week, which is very, very rare. It's unheard of, really. Generally, they worked 6 days. The only day they'd have off is a Sunday. Reason being is because they had to go practice their faith, practice their religion, because it's very religious back then. And here's the road. Oh. So good, good gully, shallow sinking, enough to keep 500 men at bay, and enough to keep them fed. And it did say that this area was, you know, not every gully was rich with gold. So it did say that if those men were not sinking shafts in that gully and getting gold, well, they would just be sitting idle or sitting at home retired, basically, because a lot of the miners said that were on ground were a lot of the old miners. And it sort of makes sense, doesn't it? If they were mining there back there 1900s, late or early 1900s, sorry, it sort of makes sense that a lot of the miners would have had quite some age to them by then. Oh, halfway point. So interesting stuff, and interesting history. And look, I love learning, I love sharing. I hope that wasn't just a dribble as we walked out of there. Trying to catch my breath in between all of it. So another couple of gullies to walk across, and we're going to see that car and hopefully see Pa. Alright, we've made it back to the car, as you can see. I'm just standing behind a tree because we've got that next batch of rain coming in. I am absolutely saturated. My boots are wet, my pants are wet, my socks are wet, my jumper's wet, all of me is wet. Andrew's wet by the looks. Yeah, I'm wet. Like a couple of shaggy old dogs we are. We've got to get back in the car yet.
Silly buggers.
What are we doing with our lives?
You never know though.
Have you got gold? Or what are we doing with our lives then? Because I've got nothing either. And I just checked the map. I've walked 6.3k this morning, and I feel heavy.
Yeah, wet heavy.
Yeah, wet heavy.
Yeah.
I should feel lighter for walking all that distance.
You would think so.
I feel heavier. Oh, shocking. The boots feel like they're about 5 kilos each.
Well, you put that coil on there.
Oh, yeah, I opted for the big coil there before because I actually got back to the car early.
Oh,
And I thought I'll just throw the 17 on and just hum around here quickly and wait for you to get back to the car. So I've been actually down that way.
oh right, that's really in there.
Yeah, so I went that way, then double back, went back around and back into the other gully where you were. I seen you.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and I ran off.
Oh, right.
Well, I ran around you. I was wondering you didn't see me with a big coil, a big white antenna going through the bush.
Oh, I was too busy looking at the bloody drink.
Good, that's where you got to look.
That's where you got to look and run into trees.
Yeah. Rightio guys, I'll let Andrew explain what's happening for this last part of the video. Andrew, what's happening?
We're going to Maryborough.
Are we? That wasn't part of the plan. I said coffees and home.
That's right.
Yeah. So Andrew wants to go further north. I want to go back south. Good on you. Yeah, coffees are back that way, mate. So yeah, look, what we're going to do, we've just had a bit of a chat about it, and we're going to can this day. We're wet and we're cold and we're tired and miserable. We're both wet and shaggy, like shaggy dogs. We're going to get in the car, yeah? Look at Andrew's jeans. And my pants. I've changed my shoes. But my pants and my socks and... Oh, look, I'm just absolutely drenched and muddy. So we're going to get out of here. We've got all the gear packed up. All the gear is absolutely drenched and muddy too. So... yeah, look, it's not going to end. And we sort of thought 9 AM was going to be the worst of the rain, so we thought if we can get through that, we'll be right. But unfortunately, it does not look like it's going to stop at all. So we're going to push out of here. We're going to go home for coffees. Andrew wants to go north, but I want to go south. And look, we'll get back to here again.
We're going,
yeah, south we're going. I think it's actually getting worse. Look at the wind.
Yeah, it's getting worse.
Yeah, so...
the wind's picking up.
Yeah, and it's not a great idea to be in the bush when you've got a vehicle parked under the trees there. So anyway, that's about it. We're getting out, we're packing up, and we'll see you on the next adventure. Cheers guys, happy hunting.